On the surface, luxury lives in boutiques, polished glass, soft lighting, security guards who seem to notice everything without looking at anyone. Inside, a handbag sits alone like a museum artifact, carrying a price tag that could buy a car, or even a small home in some parts of the world. Most people assume that's where the story begins. But for houses like Hermès and Louis Vuitton, the boutique is not the beginning. It's the final stage of a long, tightly controlled journey, one that stretches across continents, industries, and social hierarchies. Because ultra-exclusive leather goods are not just manufactured, they are orchestrated, and behind their quiet elegance lies a world defined by scarcity, secrecy, and power. Long before a design sketch becomes reality, the process begins with material selection, a stage so selective that most potential leather never even gets considered. Hermès is known for sourcing exceptionally fine calfskin and goatskin, prized for smooth grain and durability. Some of its most exclusive pieces incorporate exotic skins, such as crocodile or alligator, produced under strict international regulations. Louis Vuitton, while famous for its canvas lines, relies heavily on premium cowhide and calfskin for its high-end leather collections, selecting hides for consistency, strength, and aesthetic uniformity. The standards are unforgiving. Scars, insect bites, wrinkles, or uneven texture can disqualify a hide entirely. Only a fraction of available material meets the criteria for flagship products. This extreme filtering ensures that by the time leather reaches production, it already carries an embedded rarity. But raw skin is fragile. Without intervention, it would deteriorate quickly. So the next stage transforms biology into permanence. Tanning is where rawhide becomes leather, preserved, stabilized, softened, and dyed through complex processes developed over centuries. Hermès has taken an unusually hands-on approach by acquiring renowned French tanneries, including Tanneries du Puy and Tannerie d'Annonay. Owning these facilities allows the company to control quality from the earliest stages, ensuring consistency that external sourcing alone cannot guarantee. Louis Vuitton, part of the LVMH luxury conglomerate, operates through long-term partnerships with elite suppliers across Europe and beyond, maintaining strict specifications for texture, durability, and color. This stage determines how the leather will age, how it will feel in the hand, and even how it will smell decades later. By the time tanning is complete, the material is no longer rawhide. It has become a luxury substrate waiting for identity. Luxury branding emphasizes heritage, French elegance, European craftsmanship, tradition. Yet the supply chains behind these products are global. Materials may originate in one country, be tanned or treated in another, fitted with hardware from a third, and ultimately assembled somewhere else entirely, a global choreography of specialized skills refined over generations. A single bag can embody expertise from multiple continents, hides sourced from carefully selected farms, dyes developed by chemical specialists, metal components engineered for durability, and textiles woven by heritage mills. By the time these elements converge, the product already represents an intricate international journey, long before it reaches the atelier. Louis Vuitton operates workshops across France, Spain, Italy, and the United States, balancing heritage with scale to meet worldwide demand while still preserving the appearance of European craftsmanship. This distributed network allows the brand to maintain production capacity without fully industrializing the process, blending modern logistics with traditional techniques. In contrast, Hermès concentrates much of its production within France, deliberately anchoring its identity to national craftsmanship. This geographic focus is not only operational but symbolic, reinforcing narratives of authenticity, lineage, and artisanal purity. By keeping creation close to home, the brand strengthens the perception that each piece is inseparable from French cultural heritage itself. Together, these approaches reveal a central truth about modern luxury. While the mythology emphasizes origin and tradition, the reality is a sophisticated global system designed to deliver both authenticity and exclusivity at scale. The phrase "made in France" typically refers to where final assembly occurs, not where every component originated. Hardware linings, dyes, and treated leather move through specialized suppliers before converging at the atelier. By the time the pieces arrive, the bag has already traveled thousands of miles. Only then does the phase most associated with luxury begin. Inside Hermès workshops, the atmosphere is almost monastic. Tools are arranged with precision. Conversations are minimal. Focus is absolute. A single artisan may construct one bag from start to finish, a practice rooted in the company's history as a maker of equestrian equipment. Training can take years before craftspeople are trusted with high-value pieces. Louis Vuitton uses a more segmented atelier system, with specialists handling different components, yet still relies heavily on skilled manual labor rather than full automation. This emphasis on handcraft serves a deeper purpose than quality control. It creates legitimacy. A product shaped by human hands carries a narrative of authenticity and tradition, qualities that cannot be replicated by machines. But craftsmanship alone does not explain the extreme demand that comes from something less tangible. Hermès has become synonymous with controlled access. Certain bags cannot simply be purchased on demand. Clients may wait months or years, building relationships with sales associates and demonstrating loyalty to the brand. Louis Vuitton operates at a larger scale, yet still restricts availability of its most prestigious lines, ensuring they remain aspirational rather than commonplace. Scarcity here is not just about production capacity, it is about perception. When an item is difficult to obtain, ownership signals more than wealth. It suggests access, patience, and acceptance into a particular social tier. In this way, the bag becomes a marker of belonging. Once purchased, many ultra-exclusive pieces enter a parallel economy. Auction houses, private dealers, and collectors trade rare handbags as if they were artworks. Some models appreciate in value, especially limited editions or pieces made from rare materials. Owners may store them in climate-controlled environments, preserving condition rather than using them as everyday accessories. In this context, a handbag becomes portable wealth, compact, recognizable, and globally tradable. It is fashion transformed into asset. At first glance, these items appear to be about aesthetics or craftsmanship, but at the highest levels, they function primarily as symbols. They communicate financial capability, cultural knowledge, and access to exclusive networks. Within elite circles, the details, material, model, color, rarity convey messages understood without words. The leather itself is only the medium. The true product is meaning. So, what is an ultra-exclusive leather bag? Really, it is not just skin transformed into an accessory. It is a carefully engineered object shaped by global supply chains, specialized labor, restricted distribution, and decades of brand storytelling. By the time it appears in a boutique, every element has been refined to project inevitability, as if it could only ever exist in this perfect form. But behind that illusion lies a system built on control of materials, control of production, control of who gets to own it. Understanding that journey does not diminish the magic. If anything, it reveals why these objects hold such power in the first place. And if you want a deeper dive into hidden luxury worlds, elite industries, and the systems shaping global wealth and status, consider subscribing and enabling notifications. This channel uncovers the stories behind the symbols, from secret supply chains to the psychology of exclusivity. So you can see how influence is designed, not accidental. Because in the world of ultra-luxury, what you're really buying isn't leather. It's entry into a life few people ever get to live.